Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Rush 2 Extreme Racing USA. And last time we began more of the push to unlock the other secret track in the game, and we were able to knock out in the process Las Vegas and Alcatraz. So, good news there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to knock out some more of these because we're going to knock out New York, downtown, and Hawaii. And if we have enough time for it, without me babbling too much, we will also take down Seattle. So let's get down to business. We used the rocket too last time, and it was actually pretty good. And it exploded a number of times. So the line from Toy Story where he lit a rocket and rockets explode, it absolutely happened. It definitely was a thing that went down. And you guys watched it happen, and it was fun. So that was the point of that. I thought about using it in here, but it gets a little bit dicey in certain areas that I think really just wouldn't be a very good idea in general. So I think that I'm gonna take the easy way out here, and we'll just use the old bread and butter pickle, and we'll be good to go. I love bread and butter pickles. Oh my god! I wonder if we have any in the fridge. Actually, if we do, I think I may have to go indulge in that because I love pickles. I really do. Not the version of pickles that would be, you know, an allusion to penises, because I don't really enjoy those. But I do like pickles in the sense of the condiment that you put on hot dogs and sandwiches. I do have a particular affinity for those. But penises are a solid no. And it's just it's not going to be that. Speaking of which, that's a kind of a weird word to say. Just like, say it out loud, and like, then all of a sudden you're gonna feel really weird after you say it. Just penises. Just penises. I don't like the way it sounds anymore. Oh, I don't like it anymore. Nope. Not like I really liked it in the first place, but it's just a funny word to say. There's so many funny words in the world that just sound strange to say, like snot and gravy. Oh god. Okay, we're good. Yeah, snot and gravy. And, whoa, go, oh, there we go, okay. And, how about butthole? That is also a weird word to say. And, yeah, dude, I could go into this for hours. I need to stop myself now. This is, getting into a weird section of things like that, of weird words to say, or just weird things to think about, like, no, I'm stopping myself now. I'm absolutely not going into that. I was gonna go into a little segment of, like, and I think about this stuff all the time, about like how, like, I'll just sit there and look at people sometimes and just like kind of like analyze them and be like this is another human being and they're completely different from me. Like, it's so weird that we live in a world where that happens, where people are just not the same. And it's like everybody's that way. It's not like just, oh, a couple people are different from other people, but everybody's generally the same. Like, it's no people are the same at all. Like, everybody's so different, and it's strange and kind of creepy in its own right. Oh god. Split the Stonehenge! Or just go around it, never mind. Yeah, dude, it's weird. I'll go into random fits of just starting to think about that type of stuff, where I'll be in like a group of people, and I'll be like, I'm totally different from this person. And I and this person that I'm differentiating myself from are also completely different from that guy over there, or that girl over there. Everybody's completely different from everybody in this particular room, unless you're like identical twins, and that kind of trumps that, but you get what I'm saying though. Like, people, yeah, it's weird. Just the general world we live in is a very strange place. Oh my god. How shitty would that be, by the way? Like, you go and, you know, jump your car up in the air, and you go through this crazy, fantastic, you know, few, like, 5 seconds of just traveling through the air in your car, and you're met with landing on the ground and immediately just T-boning yourself right into a street sign. Just immediately, just wham! With nothing that you could possibly do about it. That would be really the pits. Just the armpits of just everything. Just bleh. So, yeah, dude, I just found out. I've been kind of in a weird mood the last like 25 minutes. I just found out about a new page. Well, it's not a new page, but it's new to me on YouTube, and it's I told you guys a while back about a channel called Dark 5, and it was one of my new favorite channels where they do, you know, little top 5 lists of things. Or not really like top 5s, but they're just like lists of particular things, like paranormal military secrets, or like, you know, like 5 haunted places in the world, or like 5 places you can find hell on earth, or like secret societies, or, you know, weird things like that, or, you know, like strange sounds in space, or what have you. And I just found a channel on YouTube that, like, they dive into like the same types of things, but they do lists of 10 instead, and so it's basically the same type of channel, but it's all, you know, it's just double the information and all that. And they have some new topics in here, and it's, oh, I love it. I love it because it's not like some guy doing commentary over it. I love that it's all like infographic type of stuff. Like there's just like still frame pictures with like some different video effects and such, and they have like really cool background music for all of it. And it's great, man. Like, I'm sitting here looking at their channel right now. I kind of have YouTube in the background of this, and I see a whole bunch of ones I want to watch. Like, there's Earth's 10 mysterious events, and 10 strange natural phenomena. There's like space's 10 most gigantic objects. There's 10 most mysterious figures seen from the sky. 10 most legendary uncracked codes. Like, this is gonna be bad. Like, I remember the first night that I found out about Dark 5, I ended up watching it for like 4 hours. I kid you not. I watched 4 straight hours of that stuff and knocked out almost the entire library in one swift go. If it weren't for me, you know, taking a break in the middle of it to go get some Taco Bell, and I ended up passing out later on from, you know, eating myself into food coma mode, which is never a good thing because you always wake up after that having to take a massive shit. And that's never a good thing. Because those are the worst. Those are the worst types of craps, man, I'm telling you. When you eat and then you pass out for a while, like for the night essentially, and then you wake up, like, that's like always one of the first things you have to do is you have to, you know, relieve the massive pressure on your colon because it's just been stewing in there all night. And your body doesn't really do, I mean, your body kind of just goes into sleep mode, literally and figuratively, and you don't really digest very much of that. So it's just like, oh, it's so gross. I know I'm probably disgusting you guys with this right now, but it's weird. It's weird. And so I try to not do that as much, but undoubtedly it still happens pretty much the same amount that it always has because I love to eat late at night. That's like my favorite time to eat. Oh god, okay, we're good. Wait. Oh, you know what? There's a little shortcut that I haven't shown you guys yet, and I figure since we're doing this on lower difficulty, we'll go into the cornfields! Or it's actually, I think since this is Hawaii, these would probably be what, like sugarcane instead? It wouldn't really be corn. I'm pretty sure that Hawaii is not the pipeline for corn these days, or were they ever. So, yeah, sugarcane, I think, is one of their... I'm not really big on, you know, one of various states' mass exports and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure that's what Hawaii's big thing is. Obviously, Idaho's got their potatoes, and Nebraska's got corn. Nebraska's got all sorts of corn. I mean, their mascot for their college football team is the Cornhuskers, for God's sakes. It would be even more tragic for them if that wasn't their big thing, and yet they still refer to themselves as the Cornhuskers anyways. I'd be pissed. I would never want to go there. I would never want to go there. And then, obviously, you know, Florida, their mass export has to be Cubans. It's got to be Cubans. not oranges. I'm just talking Cubans, or Cuban cigars. There is just a gross amount of Cuban people in especially in Miami, obviously. They make reference to that everywhere. But, you know. So, yeah, dude, there's a whole bunch of these that I want to watch, though. I'm just looking at the thumbnails for these videos right now, I'm just like, can't wait to see these. There's one that's, I see it right here, is Science's 10 inventions that could have changed the world that apparently, I'm guessing, never happened. So, ugh. So that'll be fun. I'm down to check that out. Oh, yeah! That was my my Xanax inspired oh yeah moment right there. Okay, we're in good shape right now. kinda. I mean, we're actually really holding on to an extremely small lead here, despite all of our efforts here. We're gonna try that shortcut again, by the way, the one through the sugarcane deal there. I was watching Paranormal Witness today while I was at work, which that's one thing that I do like about working night shifts, is that if it does get slow, I have the liberty of, you know, being able to watch stuff on YouTube like that. Which that's unfortunately the only place I can watch it, because I can't seem to find a place that has like the whole library of that. And so it kind of bums me out, because I love that show, even though they are doing like, you know, dramatizations of things. They're usually really good. And it was this episode where they were talking about like people recounting their paranormal experiences while working at hospitals, which I've never worked at a hospital and I absolutely hate going to them. But I would imagine if there's going to be a couple of places that you're going to see a lot of that type of stuff, or, you know, just have generally weird experiences, a hospital would absolutely have to be one of them. Just not even a freaking doubt in my mind. Because, like, hospitals usually have, like, psych wards, which, I mean, there's some stuff going on there already. You're gonna run into some weird stuff. And, like, you know, the morgues and all that, especially, like, as far as, like, hospitals go, like, places like Waverly Sanatorium, or, like, the Nope Hemming one, which was, like, another tuberculosis sanatorium that was out in the middle of the woods, which is really freaking creepy. Like, of all places, why would you just put that on the middle of the woods? It's scary. I mean, I guess if you die, nobody would even know. They just go bury you out in the back. But, like, the thing that was creepy about Waverly is that they had that death tunnel. Like, when somebody died in that sanatorium, they would just take your body and they'd put you in like a... Oh, wow, okay, I don't know why I died there. I guess I took the wrong angle for that. But they apparently just take your body and they put it in like a... They just put it on like a gurney, or I don't even know, like a cart or something. And they have something called... I think they called it just like the death tunnel, or the death chute. And they just like send you down this long-ass tunnel that goes into the basement to the morgue, and they just go toss your body in there. Or, you know, I'm sure they'd properly dispose of it. They wouldn't just, like, have, like, some open mass grave down there that I'm aware of. That'd be really bad. But then again, like, back in those times, they really didn't have the most sanitary of disposal methods, necessarily. Like, there were a lot of different, like, mental hospitals that really had some messed up practices for dealing with people. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe they did just have, like, open mass graves down there. Because, I mean, you don't really find a lot of places like that that are still open. Like Waverly Sanatorium, I'm pretty sure, isn't open anymore. Ooh. Okay, here we go. We just gotta hold on. This is where I always end up messing this up for myself, is right in this area. I mean, how many times did we do it during circuit mode? I think we did it at least twice. I think we only actually won that race one time, if I can remember. They were all either, you know, second place, or I think we did one that was just like, it was pretty bad. I want to say it was like 4th or 5th or something. It was one of the few races that we did not finish very well. Okay, here we go. We're coming into the final stretch, the 7th inning stretch, which would technically not be the final stretch at all. Oh, baby. But yeah, dude, they were talking, like, one of the situations that happened in there was this girl that she worked the night shift, like, all by herself, which, fuck that, by the way. If I'm gonna work at a hospital, there's no way that I am working by myself. No chance. I mean, I'm a man and whatever, masculine, blah blah, but you could not, well, you could pay me enough, but you would not find me dead unless someone killed me in there, working in a place like that. Not a chance. No freaking way. Because, like, she was working down in there, and the weird thing is, like, she was working down in there, and her office just had to be right next to the morgue. And she's like, I'd be, like, a lot of nights I'd work alone, but there'd be nights where, you know, I'd be working, and I'd be down in there, you know, down working in my office, which is, you know, right next to the morgue, and I'd, you know, have to go walk to my office, and I'd see people working in the morgue, and I'd, you know, like, it would freak me out to do it, but I'd always, you know, peek my head in there just to see what was going on, because, you know, obviously, I mean, if you're working in a hospital, obviously that type of stuff intrigues you. Like, nobody is ever going to work in a hospital that does not want to work in there. There's not a lot of people like, oh, I hate this place. But I'm gonna work here anyways, because, you know, I love death and whatnot. Oh, I'd hate it. I'd hate it. Oh! Here we go. We're gonna... You know, we had a lot of rough goes in Seattle during the old circuit mode, so it'll feel nice if we can just absolutely blast this one to absolute hell. I need it in my life, you know? I just need it. And the big one is because I tried to go left right there in a key race, and that totally ruined it. I mean, we still got second in that race, but I'm still upset about it. I really am. That one really flipped my gonads upside down and stapled them to the backboard of the Staples Center. Whoa. Oh boy. Yep, that's not gonna work. Not gonna happen. Tried to make the best out of a bad situation and it just ended up all bad everywhere. So there we go. However, we got a nice, comfy lead here. We got like a coil spring mattress comfortable. That's the best kind. I still haven't gotten used to sleeping in my bed since I moved, because when we moved out, like we threw my bed away, my old bed that I had, which was the worst. Like I loved that bed because even though it was like, you know, 50 or 60 years old, it was an old coil spring one, and it had like this really like, oh god, had like this really old mattress that just it gave in so much, and so it was almost like a water bed, the amount that it would kind of cave in. But I loved it because the coil spring box spring part of it would allow you to sync up so much. And so, like, especially on nights when like I'd come home, you know, tipsy or drunk or what have you, I could just go lay in that thing and I would just sink all the way in, and I would just be like, ah, this is the best. It's probably totally awful for my spine. Oh my god, okay, that's bad. Our car didn't blow up doing that, going 100 and something odd, you know, kilometers an hour right into that wall, but in other situations it'd totally explode. Inconsistency game, inconsistency. But yeah, so we threw it away, and now I've got this other bed here that hasn't really been slept on as much, and so like I'm trying to get used to it, and I just can't yet. It's killing me right now because it doesn't give way nearly as much, and so I can't find that comfortable spot that I used to be able to find in, like, you know, 12 seconds with my old bed. So it's I'll get there one of these days. I mean, nice double barrel roll right there, I suppose, but I mean, we're losing our lead here. This is bad. I was just talking about how I wanted a nice, comfortable lead, and I am not getting it. That would have been the perfect way to end that, by the way. How pissed off would that guy have been if he's like, oh my god, I've retaken the lead, and the finish line's right there, and then all of a sudden I just fly like right in front of his face and take it away from him. He'd be like, damn it! My marriage was waged on that thing! I needed to win this or she was gonna leave! And now she's turning lesbian on me! Which, by the way, I have just the utmost amount of sympathy for any guy that has ever been in a relationship that ended up with the girl that he was with just, you know, going gay on him pretty much. Or like even girls that was, you know, they were like married to a guy that ended up like leaving them and, you know, going gay on them essentially, or like saying, you know, it was a ruse. Like they were just doing it for, you know, like you know, to be accepted in public or whatnot, even though nowadays you could probably get away with, you know, doing whatever you want now because, you know, everything's publicly acceptable just about anymore. But dude, yeah, I've got utmost sympathy for anybody that was like in a relationship that totally ended up with their spouse or significant other or whatever, like leaving them and then getting with somebody of the same orientation. Like, that would suck. That's got to be like the ultimate blow to your, you know, to your psyche. To be like, was I really that bad? Was I so bad in this relationship that I like made them go gay? like I knew a couple of people like that. Wow, we actually landed it and we can go somewhere. It's a miracle. I haven't pulled that off in so long. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times that I have gone up onto that, make the jump up to the roof, and my car just explodes, and I couldn't pull it off. I very rarely am ever able to land that to be able to go around the rest of it. I mean, it's not a very efficient shortcut unless you can land it, like, square and keep your speed up, but hey, we did it, you know? But yeah, dude, that'd be the worst way to go. Be like, man, I was so bad that I turned him or her gay. Like, what is my life? that would be awful. So to anybody that's ever happened to that just so happens to be watching this video, which I am sure you're probably not, you have my deepest sympathy, sir and or madam, you know? Because that sucks. So, my friends, we have run out of time in this episode, and we actually were able to knock out 3 races, even though it took us 20 minutes to do it. So, there are only a few left before we have to go back and deal with these 2 guys again. So, the ones that remain, we have Los Angeles and all of its smoggy goodness. We still have New York Uptown left, and, well, that's it. So we've got 2 regulars and 2 especials left, and then we will have ourselves another lovely, lovely hidden track to play around in. So until then, my friends, this is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for watching, and I need to go watch some of these Hybrid Librarian videos, just in case you were wondering what the name of that channel was, so you can check them out, is Hybrid Librarian, and that's what I'm going to do. So you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.